Hi, it's Corrine. Thanks so much for stopping by. I wanted to share a flip through of a custom ordered mini album that I just completed. I also have a tutorial of how to make your own mini albums that I go into great detail of start to finish how to make your own mini album. So I will put that in a card up at the top here and also down in the description box below. This sweet lady who ordered this album, she saw an album similar to this on my channel and wanted me to make a similar album to this. So if you recognize some of it, that's why. For this, I used all Echo Park collections. I used the Magic and Wonder collection. I used Magical Adventure, Wish Upon a Star, and Remember the Magic. So I'll show you, I used some of the physical collection, then I also used some of the digital. I'll link down below where I order those from. I've also used some journaling cards from Echo Park, the brad and chipboard pieces, the 4x6 accent cards, some of the Snap Say Cheese collection. I think I only used one from this. Then I also used the epoxy metal clips, one of the sticky notes, and one of the paper clip bows. So this album measures 7.5 by 7.5. The inside pages are 7 by 7 rather. On the front here, I used my favorite paper from the collection, super cute. I added a black matting. Underneath that black is a black piece of chipboard, so it gives it some dimension. And then I added a red mat that matches the red matting here on the side. I added a piece of the paper collection here in the gingham blue. I printed out a bow from my Silhouette Cameo that from the paper collection, added a white enamel dot. Here I designed in the Silhouette Cameo Mickey's head. So I've layered that 3 times to give it a little bit dimension. I used the yellow striped paper for the binding and then that favorite paper of mine for the back. And I also added a ticket that I backed on some black cardstock. So this has 6 pocket pages to the album. So on the front here, I did a little Mickey's pants. Just cut these ovals out with my Silhouette Cameo. Into the pocket, I have several journaling cards where she can add 4x6 photos. She can write on the back with either a silver or a white gel pen for journaling. These here I designed on the Silhouette Cameo, not the film strip paper that came in the digital collection. So I just added the 4x6 and a little camera digital print that I had, and then print and cut that on the Cameo. And then a couple journaling cards that again, she can add photos to or journaling or just leave them as they are. I also did include that I'm going to be sending to her some extra pieces of that film strip that I was referring to. Also some extra journaling cards, photo mats, and she can choose whether or not to put these in the album or not. But if so, she can add them to the pockets. And then for these side pockets, I've designed a bracket edge photo mat. And on the original album that she had seen on Pinterest, it had design paper on it. She had asked me to leave that design paper off because she's not sure what she's going to do yet with it. So I'm going to include some pattern papers for her that she can choose to add or use for a different project. Cut these out, add to the album, whatever she'd like to do. So those I'll add for her. And then also I just wanted to show you that with the digital, that's why I like using a digital collection as well. I used a bow die that I had and cut it from the digital collection. And I added several of these throughout the album. So here is one of the digital bows. I added a pocket here, a straight pocket with some of this pattern paper on it. And to the pockets, I added So Much Fun, cut both of those out and added those to that. I also added one of those Mickey heads peeking out from the pocket. I love doing that. I think that's just so super cute. This black cardstock that I based the album from, I think looks so great with all the Disney collections from Echo Park. Here I added a 5x5 photo mat that she'll just place the photo over, and it'll leave her a nice little red and then of course the black border. She can add a photo to the back or leave it or add journaling. This here is that film strip paper, and in the collection you get tons of elements. I just added some of the elements that I chose and print and cut this out. I backed it on some blue cardstock that matches the paper along with a black piece. And again, this is perfect to add dates or journaling or just leave it blank, whatever she chooses to do. Here I backed these 4x4 cards on some pattern paper that she can add photos to the back. She can also add some photos in the pockets as well. So again, each one has this pull-out bracket meant for more photos, journaling, again, whatever she chooses. On this side, we have a spot for a 4x6 photo. She had mentioned to me that she's mainly using this for 4x6 photos, but that I can add several sizes throughout. So I did just that. So here, like I mentioned, I have the 4x6. She can put her page photo right over it rather and tuck it in behind these hearts. I cut these from cardstock. I also doubled them to make them a little bit more stable. And I added this So Much to it, backed it on some black cardstock. This flips open. I've used a lot of magnets throughout, so it holds the pages closed. So this folds open with a magnet closure. Here's a spot for a 4x4 photo with the little Mickey head popping out. Here I have another journaling card that she can tuck a 4x6 photo behind it. Added this little banner that I backed with black and red cardstock, and these come out. So she can add, with the other ones that I'm including in, she can add a couple more if she chooses, or a couple of photos by themselves, whatever she'd like. But these will hold 4x6, and then this I've just used the design paper or pattern paper. And again, those just tuck behind there. On this side, I have a flip open with some journaling cards. Just super cute to look at. I personally would leave these, but if she wants to add photos over them, she can add photos, but I love this one. And behind it, I have a spot for a 4x6 photo, and I cut out from the pattern paper and backed it with cardstock the word Wonder, which kind of hides right behind this. I added a little blingy black Mickey Mouse bow is what I'm calling it to that, just for decoration. This side, this flips open. On the front, I have a bow from the pattern paper. I used one of those chipboard brads, I believe is what they call them. And this cute design paper on top. I used a film strip die that I had in my stash, tucked that behind with some of the red matching cardstock. In here, I have a spot for 2 4x4 photos, or she can leave this one with this little to-do sticky notes. On the side here, I have Mickey's hands that I did triple mat them with cardstock behind just to make them more stable, like I had mentioned, give them more stability. This here would be a 4x4 photo. She can add to that and just tuck behind here. Then this flips open as well. We have a pocket here with some of the pattern paper collection. I just layered a couple of those, added one of those paper clip bows from the collection, tucked another little Mickey head behind there. I love that with the blue cloud paper. Then we have a spot for a 5x5 photo, a 4, maybe this is a 3x3 or a 4x4. And another one of these little film strips. I think they're just so cute, so I wanted to add another one in there. On this side, these will hold 2x2 photos that she can just place right on top of them, or she can leave it like that or just add one photo, whatever she chooses. And this is magnetized, it flips open. Here she can put a 3x4 photo and a 5x5, or she can just place a 5x5 over this directly. On this side, I used the balloons from the collection. Again, back that with some cardstock just to make it a little stronger. Added a little journaling card. This does not come out, but this will hold a 4x6 photo that she can tuck right behind it. And then we have this small little journaling card, super cute. I added a red polka dot bow with a white enamel dot to that. On the side here, I have these are the moments I live for. I did leave this open so she can tuck something behind it if she chooses to. And I did back this with the red cardstock and the black, as you can see. I added some of the pattern papers here and put a black piece of cardstock just to give it a little trimming. This flips open. Here it's left open so she can tuck her 4x4 photo underneath, add another journaling card if she chooses. It does not move, so she can just add her 4x6 photo. And I have this little film reel along with this together, and also this little die cut that I backed with cardstock. On this side, I added another one of the Mickey's heads with a bow and one of those chipboard brads. I added the red and white striped paper along with this star paper that matches the castle over here. Added some white enamel dots, and this flips open. This, she can tuck a 4x6 photo behind. And we have a pocket here. I added, let me pull these out so you can see. I added a little, small little journaling card that says, laughter is timeless, imagination has no age, and dreams are forever. I backed it with some blue and black cardstock and attach that to the pocket. And we have some 4x6, 5x5, and some more journaling cards that she can use. On this side, this will hold a 5x5 photo that she can tuck right behind it. It'll leave her with a nice black, yellow, blue, and black border. I added this adorable ephemera to the front. And below it, it says 5x5, just to indicate she can add a 5x5 photo over it. On this side, I added a side pocket with another one of those film strips that I added different elements in it. And I love this pattern paper. I added one of those epoxy clips to it. Here's a journaling mat for a 4x6. This is somewhat attached down, so she may have to cut her photo down slightly to fit it behind her, or put like a 3x5 or 3x3 photo, whatever she chooses. Here I just cut out 2 of the ephemera pieces and backed them on some white cardstock just for decoration. On this side, I have an accordion flip. I added some tags behind it with this dream piece. I added another one of those bows. I added 2 of the paper collection with a red piece of cardstock for trim. And I did add pattern paper to one side of this, not to both sides. So on the back, she can add 4x6 photos and it'll just leave a nice black border. These, it'll leave a border of the pattern paper. And then I added a few elements, like this one's left open so she can tuck the photo behind. Love this pattern paper. So she can get quite a few photos on here. And again, it's magnetized, so it'll hold in place. On the last page, I added 2 more of the Mickey hands, which holds this journaling card. This, I believe, would hold a 3x4 photo tucked in there. This is magnetized, opens up to house two 2x2 photos left open so she can easily tuck those in there. And then here we have another flip open. This will hold 4x4 photos, and this is left open again to tuck under this little Mickey head I glued directly down. And lastly, I have a waterfall page that I added this large believe with a bow and a red enamel dot. I backed it with the cardstock, and this has a couple magnets on it to be able to hold them down. I use that cute film strip paper on there. Here I added a strip from the paper collection, this little memories and a little Mickey head. And this I added the pattern paper to, all for her 4x6 photos. This I glued directly down so she can just put her photo over or use a smaller photo to the side. Same with this. This is left open so she can tuck behind it. And I added a little magic label. Lastly, I added this journaling card on the back. I thought that was super cute. So again, if you'd like to see how I make these albums, check the description box below, and I will try to link to all the different product that I use down in the description box. If you have any questions, leave me a comment. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I hope you enjoyed this flip through.